Good morning. We are extremely pleased that you're here.
Morning, guys. Let me know if you can hear the audio. Just want to make sure everyone can hear it.
You know that? Do you know what we mean by that? It's you and your physicalness. We see you've dragged your physical bodies here. And it's your inner being as well that you are sometimes
Turn the volume up.
more aware of than others. There are many more of us, if you wanted to count us as individual entities or points of focus here focused with you today, than there are of you. But that's always the case. Sometimes in your human form, you think you are on your own, but you never are. You yourself are an extension of source energy, but that source energy of which you are an extension is so much more than the extension that you are. And all of that other that you aren't, while you are the extension that you are, is aware of you in ways that sometimes you know, sometimes your awareness matches it, and sometimes you don't. Often, as humans, you're more interested in the results of the vibration that you emanate than you are of the actual moment of emanation of the vibration. And what we mean by that is you're constantly offering a vibration which law of attraction is responding to. So you have a constant point of attraction, but most are not aware of their actual moment in time attracting. They are only aware of the results of that attraction. And so it's a sort of jerky, awkward awareness of life for many humans. It's like you're attracting, turning thoughts to things, turning vibrations to thoughts and ideas, pondering ideas in and of themselves, having attraction power, the widening of what you're attracting, becoming more and more. That's what momentum is. And then there is a manifestation. But most are not aware of this process that is happening before the manifestation occurs. And most are not aware of what influence they're under while they are thinking those thoughts. In other words, you could be tuned into who you really are so that your thoughts are causing an emotional range of satisfaction to exhilaration. Or you could be under the influence of something other than your inner being, so that your range of emotions is something from utter fear and discord to frustration. You could be feeling good or not feeling good. And those emotions indicate what influence you're under. But most humans aren't aware of the influence that they are under while they're in the process of turning thoughts to things until the things get there. And then when the things get there, often they want to give someone else the credit for them, because it never feels good to own up to attracting things you don't want. Esther had a remarkable experience in the airport in Barcelona a few days ago. She and some of her team were standing ready to board this very big airplane. And they were in the first boarding group. And they were going to board right after those who were asking for early boarding. And so there were hundreds of people lined up. It was a very large aircraft. And there was a woman standing in line behind Esther, 2 or 3 people, who was under the influence of the discontent of her own life. And she was sharing it with everyone.
Karen.
Within earshot. And because of the volume, that included almost everyone in the gate area. And she was saying, look at them. Why are they boarding early? Why are they boarding early? I don't see a wheelchair. I don't see a crutch. I don't see a cane. I don't even see a limp. Why are they boarding early? I'm 75 years old, she said. I'm not boarding early. Why are they boarding early? And No one is talking back to her. If there was anyone with her, they weren't owning up to it. And Esther, who's usually cordial and willing to talk with anyone, was thinking, I'm not with her, I'm not with her, I'm not with her. Everyone was sort of feeling that way. And so this went on for a long time. It was a long, long pre-boarding time. And it was making this woman so unhappy. And then as Esther's walking down the jetway to the plane, she could still hear that woman complaining behind her, talking to whoever. And then when she got on the aircraft, they were settling in. It was a big cabin about 40 minutes before takeoff. And she told every flight attendant who came near her how unjust she thought that was. And Esther's been listening to us for a long while. Some of you have too. But it was the first time that Esther really had a visual awareness of what we mean when we say, when you're spewing your discontent, what you want can't come back. When you're unhappy, happiness can't come to you. You're blocking it. If you feel disadvantaged, then good breaks can't come to you. You're blocking them. If you feel unappreciated, then appreciation, even from those who appreciate you, can't come to you because you're blocking it. You're offering vibrational interference that doesn't just stop vibrations which you might feel are thoughts. It stops everything that you want when you are a vibrational match so much to what you don't want. So Esther has this image in her mind of this woman just blowing like a hurricane, her unhappiness about the way she was being treated in this moment. And Esther's pretty sure that she does that a lot, about a lot of moments. And Esther was thinking, no one can get through that. It was so vivid. And then Esther thought, I've had all of those thoughts myself. I'm just not as honest as she is. I just haven't spoken them out loud. But it doesn't matter if you're saying them out loud or not. You can be polite and be smart enough to keep your mouth shut. But if you feel disadvantaged, advantages can't come to you. If you feel like you don't have enough of something, it can't come because your continual awareness of what you don't want causes you to spew a vibration that does not let in or at least interferes with what you're asking for. So it's so interesting because you've taken step one. Life has caused you to sort and sift and know what you don't want so you know what you do want. So you're asking, you're calling it to you. This woman was calling. She was calling to her fairness. She was calling love. She was calling see me and know me and understand me and like me. She was calling all of that to her. She was just spewing something so opposite to everything that she was calling to her that none of it could get through. And it was the best picture Esther's ever seen of knowing someone desperately wanted something that they were keeping away. Esther will never forget that woman because that woman was a very clear picture of what everybody that she knows on the planet, including herself, is doing on one subject or another all the time, wanting something that you're blocking with your awareness of what is. The injustice of that moment in time was almost too much for that woman to take. She just could not stand that she had paid all that money for that first-class ticket. And she was standing there in a line a long time. Boarding was really late in coming, and when it came, it was longer still. So she'd probably been standing in that line the better part of an hour. You know what that's like. How long have you been sitting here today? And not getting what she wanted. Esther knows that she wanted something and was blocking it at the same time. So that's our primary intent as we play together today, to help you to be more aware of what your point of attraction is and to show you some things that will help you to, in this moment in time, have a vibration going on because you've practiced it, that is letting in what you want in this moment and in this moment and in this moment and in this moment. Because life isn't about planning a trip and finally getting to go on it. So you've been in the planning of it for months and finally you get to go. Life is now, 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 now. And your feeling response to life is now, 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 now. And so the segment of now, you want the segment of now to be one where you are open and allowing the things that you've been asking for, because the universe is yielding to you all day, every day, in every moment, things that you're asking for. Wouldn't it be nice to be in a moment in time when you're letting it in, and then in the next where you're letting it in, and the next where you're letting it in? So it's just a stream of things that you care about coming into your awareness. That's the way you intended to live this life experience.
Yes, I had to share that one, guys, because this is really related to the topic today. But first off, I just want to start by saying hello, everyone. Happy November. We are in November, guys. I can't even believe it. This past month has just flown by. So let's start by sharing in the chat what we're grateful for. And then I'm going to dive into this presentation I have and go from there. But let's start with some gratitude. What are you guys grateful for today? Hello, happy 111. I love it. Yeah, it's November 1st, 111. All right. While we're waiting for you guys to share your gratitude, I'm going to start sharing my screen. Grateful for my businesses, my dog, this community, my friends and family. Grateful for today. Yes, Sabrina, grateful for my breath. Ooh, what would we do without breathing? I've actually had a little bit of a cold, not COVID, which is good. I'm still going to convention, but I've had a cold and I haven't been able to breathe a couple days ago. And I was like, wow, it really, when you lose something, it really makes you even realize more how grateful you are for it. So be grateful for your breathing, guys. Happy and grateful for deep rest and my family. Happy and grateful for life and this team and my family. Grateful for all the people and resources pouring into me. Grateful for healthy foods and water. Yeah, you guys probably heard me nomming on my apple while that was happening. I know that's like the loudest food to eat. Grateful for my loved ones and supportive team. Hello, Stephanie. Grateful for another beautiful day, family, friends. Grateful for this magical time of the year. Yeah, this is a magical time of year. Going into November, going into the harvest season, right? This is the time where we're all harvesting all the seeds we've been planting. So when I was thinking about what I wanted to share about today, guys, I literally just kind of volunteered to do this call last minute. And when I was thinking about, okay, what do I want to do this call on? What's the like general energy of what the community might need today on November 1st? And the biggest thing that came to me in my dream was giving and receiving, the energy of giving and receiving, and sharing a little bit more about that with you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and make this full screen. And I encourage you guys to have your notebooks, whether it's on your phone or paper and pen, because ultimately we're going to be doing a couple different exercises, and I want you guys to take down some notes and just be able to really reflect on what's going on in your particular life right now so that you can get the most out of this presentation, but also go into a new month with, hold on, we got some people in the waiting room, go into a new month with some renewed energy and some interesting exercises to dive into that. I don't know if you guys have done this before, but we will see, okay? All right, giving and receiving. So for those of you who are new, I know we have some new people on here. I know Natalie just brought a beautiful new person, a couple people onto our team. I think I saw one of them who hopped on, Sabrina. Well, welcome all the new people. We're so happy you're here in our family. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Shelby. I'm 27, about to be 28 in 2 weeks, which I'm so excited for. And I currently live in San Francisco. I do a lot of different work with different clients with meditation. I create courses. I do neurolinguistic programming work. And obviously, I also help people get started with trading. So I'm just all around a huge proponent of universal health, physical health, mental health, emotional health, spiritual health, financial health. And I think everyone on our team is pretty like in tune with that message as well. So really happy to have you guys here who are new. So I'm going to talk first about this cycle of giving and receiving, because it is a cycle, guys. I think a lot of people forget this sometimes when, okay, let me just make sure. Awesome. Just want people to see the chat. Okay. So this cycle is, if you got to think of it as like this unspoken contract between us as humans and this higher power that's causing everything to be here, right? We have these gifts, these blessings that have been given to us that allow us to live life, that allow us to receive things that we need for our nourishment, right? And so there's this like cycle that keeps happening, okay? It's this cycle and it keeps moving and it keeps moving, and we give and we receive, and then the universe gives and it also receives from us as well. So you have to think of the energy of giving and giving and receiving as a cycle. It's a loop, right? And it's continuously happening and flowing. So there are gifts that we receive from whatever you want to call it. Maybe you don't even believe in a God. Maybe you just believe in chance, right? Whatever your higher power is, whatever, maybe it's you believe in your higher power and you becoming a better version of yourself. The heavens, or God or creator or Allah or whoever you believe in, right? They offer gifts to the world. We have the elements, guys. The elements are the biggest gifts that we have ever been given in the world. The sunlight gives us vitamin D, gives us light to be able to live life, and we wake up during the day, allows our cycles to move and flow throughout the day. We have rain and water, right? Our bodies are made of water. We drink water. It helps us cleanse our system, right? The rain helps us grow crops. We have earth, right? We have fire that helps us heat things. It gives our body heat, right? So that we can have certain processes unfold. And then we have also subtle gifts of fertility, right? We can't grow food unless we have fertile ground, right? We all are able to live and continue to breathe and live life and trade and show up and build this business because of these gifts that have been given to us, right? So there is also gifts of growth and happiness within our lives as well, right? We have gifts of emotion, okay? We have gifts within our own body. Our body is such this beautiful, intricate system that we have been given. And I kind of like to think of our bodies as like this suit that we get to wear for X amount of years that our soul gets to like go around and have fun in, right? We get to go and experience what life is. We get to experience the emotions of life. We get to grow as a soul when we're here in our body, okay? So these are all gifts that we have been given. And every single day, we cannot take them for granted. We can't take our hands for granted. Think about all the things your hands allow you to do. Think about, just like someone said earlier, you're breathing. You have the gift of breath. Every single moment you're breathing and you don't think about it unless you're obviously consciously doing breath work. But this is huge, guys. Every single moment is a gift. Every breath, every feeling of sunlight, every meal we eat, every interaction we have with another person, it's all a gift that we have received, okay? And then there's gifts that we give as humans, okay? We conserve the earth. Some of us are doing better than others at this, but we are here to help this earth thrive, okay? And we give back to this power that gives to us through our body, right? Through our mind, through our speech, through the actions that we take to help this world become a better place. Now, some of us are not in that place of gratitude and they're not connected to this source that gives to us from a place of love. And so as a result, that cycle's a little bit different. It's a little broken for them, right? So we give blessings, we give, gifts through prayers, we give our time to others, right? We give value to others to help others grow, right? That's something that someone else can receive from us, value that we give. So there's so many things that we get to give as humans. And I think it's important to realize that we get to give, right? It's not something that's like supposed to be a burden or something that's supposed to weigh us down. It's a privilege. We get to give our body in service of something. We get to share our words in service of a higher power and help other people by planting seeds in their minds, by helping them get to a different level of where they could be, right? So, without receiving, okay, just imagine if you didn't have, food to eat, if you didn't have water to drink. There's many people on this earth, really unfortunate, they don't have fresh access. They don't have access to fresh water. They don't have food. They don't have a home. They are not in a good physical and mental space. Okay. I live in San Francisco. It's probably one of the most, probably, I would guess, the most expensive city in the world to live in. And the stark difference between where I live and where people outside who are, I literally can see the homeless encampments outside my window, the stark difference between the way that I live, the things I have access to, the mental space I'm in is just the complete opposite, right? But we're both humans, right? We both have been born onto this earth. We have the same body. We feel the same emotions. We have the same body makeup and everything, right? But they're not receiving something. They're undernourished. There's something that they're not receiving. And there's something that they might be blocking from their life, right? And then without giving, guys, we become narcissistic. We become arrogant and entitled. There's a lot of people, when they get started in this process of trading, they want to do it just for themselves. They want just the money for themselves. They focus on, I just want to do this for myself. And I can understand that in the beginning, when you're first wanting to learn the skill. Sometimes you do need that time to yourself to really grasp what's going on, right? And learn and pour into your cup. But then once you've really grasped it, guys, maybe it takes you a couple months or even a year. And let's say you're making a lot of money now. Let's say you've been doing well, your crypto portfolio is growing, your trades are hitting. That's awesome. But how can you give that back to others? Whether through helping people get started in the business or actually giving the money you've earned to other people, right? Because you're your own little economy now. You can help other people from that money you've accumulated. So this is really important. And I like this picture because a lot of these concepts are based on the goddess Lakshmi. How many of you guys know the goddess Lakshmi? Type a 222 in the chat if you know who Lakshmi is. Yeah, Alexandra knows. Amazing. So she is the goddess of abundance, of prosperity, of blessings. And if you don't know who she is, I encourage you to dive into her more. Okay. Even if you're a guy or a female, a male or female, we all have both of those aspects within us. And the goddesses, there's a lot of powerful work to do with them because they are just kind of like, we have different like archetypes within us, and the goddesses can, hold on, there's someone in the waiting room. There we go. And so the goddesses, we have different like aspects of their abilities and their qualities within us, right? So the goddess Lakshmi, she's all about that essence of giving and receiving, right? She gives blessings, but she only gives blessings to where she's also receiving thanks and love back. So that's really important to understand. And so when you start to have a balance between these two energies, you have what's called an auspicious state of mind. Okay. And this is where you actually allow yourself to receive with the feeling that you actually deserve it. How many of you guys have been, and type a 111 in the chat if you feel like you have received something and you just knew, you're like, I deserve this. This is what everyone should feel and have. Maybe it was a relationship or really good food or delicious water or money, whatever it was. When you receive that, you just knew like, I'm so deserving of this. Everyone's deserving of this. If you are living on earth, you are deserving of this because you are a child of the universe, of God, right? You are a powerful being. We are sovereign beings. We get to create our reality from our minds however we want. We have these amazing powers, and we are deserving of whatever we put our minds to, right? Of whatever we want to receive as well. So, as well, when you give, this is as well when you're in this state of mind, when you give with that feeling that others also deserve this just as much as you. Okay, that's when you really feel abundant and enough. That's when you feel like I am so deserving of what I've received or what I want to receive that I'm going to give this to someone else because I know I'm going to have it. I know I'm going to receive it, but I want someone else who might be in a very different mental space to start to tap into the frequency of what I'm feeling, which is that frequency of abundance, that there's enough in the world, that there's enough to go around, that everyone can win, that everyone can receive, right? And so we're going to do this exercise together. This is why I want you guys to have your journal and your pen with you. We're going to do this exercise, and I encourage you guys to write down. You can jot it down real quick. You can put it in your phone if you want. But the first part of this exercise is going to be about receiving, okay? And I want you guys to ask yourself, what do you want to receive more of right now in your life? It could be just one thing you write down, or you could write this down in terms of a couple different categories. So what do you want to receive in terms of money? It could be, you know, your crypto portfolio account. It could be your trading account. What do you want to receive in love, right? What do you want to receive in a partner? What do you want to receive in praise or spiritual practice? Okay. Do you want success? Do you want a family? Like, what is it that you really, really desire and want to receive more of right now in your life? It could be health. It could be beauty. It could be a feeling. I want you guys to get really clear with what you want to receive more of right now, or even just think in terms of the month of November. We could do just like the next 30 days, right? What feels good for you to receive more of right now? And once you've written down your answers, let me know by typing a 222 in the chat, and we'll go on to the next one. And also you can write as well if you want to receive this from specific people or a specific source. You can write that as well. It's up to you guys. I'm writing mine down as well. I already started writing some of these down. And again, let me know when you guys are ready, and we'll dive into the second one. Okay. Got a couple people finishing. All right, keep finishing up if you haven't. And we'll go to number 2 for now, which is we're going to explore more. Okay, why do you want to receive this? Okay, whatever you wrote down, why do you want this? I don't know if you've ever asked yourself, like, why do you want more money? Why do you want a relationship? How will you benefit from it? How would others or the world benefit from you having more money or being in a loving relationship or being healthier, right? And lastly, this is a big one because I think a lot of people don't really think like about how they might be blocking themselves, but in what ways are you blocking yourself from receiving more in this area of your life? How are you blocking yourself from receiving money? How are you blocking your dream partner from coming into your life? How are you blocking yourself from getting to that best state of health that you could possibly get to? What ways are you blocking, I guess, a certain rank you want to achieve? right? Ask yourself this. How am I blocking it? Is it my mind? Is it inaction? Is it my belief? Is it the opinions of others around me? One thing I'm gonna share my example after this as well, just to kind of give you guys one of the things I'm focusing on right now in my life. Okay, we're gonna go into number 3, and you guys can write these questions down if you want to explore these more later on your own. Okay, and then number 3 is about giving. So now consider all the gifts that you want to receive, right? All the things that you want to call into your life. Okay, how can you offer? How can you offer a gift or blessing as an exchange for what you want to receive? Okay. So, one way to do this is to literally or symbolically help someone receive that gift that you want to receive, right? So, think about what you just wrote down. You really want to receive something. Let's say you really want to receive money. Okay, well, how about you go give money to someone else? You want to receive love? Go give that love to yourself or to someone else, right? You want to receive better health. You want to get up and move and exercise. Well, go give that ability to go exercise or go help someone else do that because that's what you want to receive, right? And start thinking of this, because when you can give someone what you want to receive just from a place of love, just because you want to help someone, not because you necessarily want to receive it back, but just because you just want to give it to them so that they can feel that feeling of receiving it, that is true abundance. That is the frequency that we all should be in. When you, let's say you want to have, let's say you want to have $10,000 come into your life through your portfolio. Okay. Well, what can you give to someone that you want to receive? Maybe you don't have the 10,000, but what do you have to give? And how can you, in that exchange of clicking that button and sending that money to someone, through that exchange, give them that love, give them that energy that you yourself want to receive? And this is the key, guys. This is the key to unlocking that next level of allowing in what you want. Truly. So we're going to do a little visualization. And I want you guys to just close your eyes for a moment and just take a few deep breaths in. And I want you to imagine yourself blessing someone else, with the gift that you yourself want to receive. What would that look like? What is the facial expression of that person as they receive it? Imagine them just being totally happy and satisfied and so grateful for you. Just imagine this moment unfolding in your mind. Think about how you will feel as you give this to someone else. Think about the emotions in your body that you will feel as you give this to someone else, knowing that it will come back to you many times over, trusting that it will, and just enjoying the exchange with no attachment. And you guys can open your eyes again. And I want you to just share in the chat, how would that feel for you to give to someone else what you want to receive? And I would love for anyone who's open to sharing, and you don't have to if you don't want to, but what do you want to receive? And what did you just visualize giving to someone else. Because I know for me, I'll share first. My next biggest goal and thing that I'm ready to achieve and I'm so excited about is being completely debt free. I have student loans that I still have to pay off. And I do still have some credit card debt to pay off because when I started my business about 2 years ago, I put a lot of stuff on my own personal credit and my credit score took a hit. And I'm starting to recover from it, which is awesome. But I didn't have a clear picture of how much money I actually owed. And this past weekend, I sat down and I looked at everything and I figured out what that number was. And I said, okay, this number is not so scary. Now that I know how much I owe, now that I know that this is what I need to attract in, I trust that it's going to come. I don't know how it's going to come and I don't know when it's going to come, but I know in my mind and in my heart, I'm already debt free. I'm already financially free, right? And so, how I do that, how I give back what I want to receive, is I just sometimes give random money to people. I donate to things, I give to people. I've done this before. I've given like my last couple dollars to a donation. And when I click that button, I do it with so much love. And I'm like, they need it more than me. I hope that this helps them. And guess what? Money comes back, right? I receive it in some other way. So let me see what other people said. I would feel blissful and fulfilling to give. Yeah. So deeply satisfying joy. I visualize being able to pay off some of my mom's debt. She's older and working full time. That's huge, Alexandra. That's one of my biggest dreams as well. I want to be able to help pay off some of my mom's debt as well. Also my parents, they still owe money for their mortgage, their home. One of my biggest goals is to be able to take a lot of profit from some crypto projects that I've built up and just be able to say, hey, here you go. Here's this money. Go and pay off your mortgage or go and pay off your debts, right? And that's something I want to do as well. I want to pay off my debts, but I want to help them do that as well, right? I want to give that to them. So powerful. Does anyone else want to share? It's up to you. You don't have to if you don't want to. Yeah, that feeling of being able to pay off my own debts, my father's debt, feeling weightless, knowing that this goal is going to happen, knowing that he's no longer stressed brings me so much joy. Yeah, that's amazing. It's almost like you get more excited when you think about someone you love having that thing that you want to receive, because you know that if you could give it to them, like that exchange is so beautiful, right? And so a couple questions I want to end with is, what value are you guys giving to the world? Really ask yourself, am I a person of value? Am I sharing things that are helping other people grow? Am I giving value from a place of just love and wanting to create and share? Or am I doing it with a hidden agenda, right? And you have to give value just to give value, guys. It doesn't matter who's listening, how many likes you get, how many views you have. Just give it just to give it because you have that calling, right? And next, how are you feeling, guys? This is huge. The way you feel is the most important thing in the world, okay? You could have all the money in the world and be the most unhappy person, okay? And money is not going to bring you happiness or joy. Even just paying off your debts won't bring you happiness and joy. You have to have an inner sense of happiness, contentment, and joy that you find within yourself through different practices, right? Maybe feeling good for you means just going out and dancing and like letting yourself loose, or creating music, right? Singing. For me, it's singing. I love to sing. I love to dance. I love to create art. I love to cook. Those activities bring me so much joy that when I'm doing them, I'm just thinking, ooh, I must be attracting something so good right now as I'm like chopping these onions. Like I just know in my body that I'm attracting the right thing, because the way you feel, guys, is the most important thing in the world. Okay. If you're feeling off, just like Abraham was talking in that video at the beginning, if you're feeling low emotions, if you're feeling off, if you're feeling sad, if you're feeling depressed, if your thoughts are negative, if you have that sense of depression, it is your job to do the work to shift it as quickly as you can. Because if you stay in that energy, you're going to become a magnet to that energy. Right. So if you learn to shift it, if you learn to transmute it as quickly as you possibly can, and focus mostly on doing the things that bring you joy and make you feel good, and you've gotten really, really clear with the universe on what you want, and you trust and you believe that it will come, okay? And you focus on those things that are going to be, the most easy to believe that are going to be coming, right? They're going to come to you. And don't worry how and don't worry when, they will come. Just have that inner knowing, right? That's the most important thing. So, do you feel good most of the time? And if you don't, it's time to start putting your priority and your focus upon how your body and your mind is feeling. Okay. Sorry, my cats are going crazy. And then lastly, thanks. Where in your life are you not giving enough gratitude? Are you not grateful? I'll give you guys an example. When I've lived in a city for the past, I think like 4 years. And when I first would hear sirens, my mind would go to the worst place. Oh my God, someone's hurt. Oh my God, that's so scary. Oh, I don't want to live like in a city. I'd think all these things. And then I started realizing that's not going to serve me, because it's actually bringing me away from that place of feeling good. Right. So now when I hear a siren, it doesn't really bother me anymore. I just stop and I think, I'm so grateful I'm safe and healthy right now. Like, I'm good. I'm in my home. I got my cozy slippers on. Like, I'm good. Everything's good. Right. And that's such a shift in energy, right? From being anxious and scared to hearing the sirens all the time to, I'm actually safe and I'm okay and I'm fine. Right. So you have to learn how to shift to gratitude in moments where it's probably the most difficult to find gratitude. That's where you have to cultivate it the most, right? If someone gets sick in your family, how can you find gratitude in this moment? Okay. I'm grateful that, maybe they're sick, but they're still alive right now. And I can maybe still visit them and talk with them and connect with them and be close with my family right now. Right. Even if someone has passed in your family or someone that you've known has passed, how can you find gratitude for the moments that you did have with them, right? For all the lessons that they did give to you. And this is huge. Hearing sirens and blessings those who are hurt. Yeah, that's a big one as well, Alexandra. Awesome. So I'm going to leave you guys with this because I didn't want this to be a super long call today, but go ahead and cleanse your body right now. That can mean a bunch of different things for everyone. But when it comes to the goddess of Lakshmi and the blessings she brings and the abundance that you're really meant to feel like inherently, it first starts by cleansing a lot of things that aren't really the true essence of you. So in order to receive, okay, sometimes you have to let go and release certain things, right? I don't remember who said this before. I think we've all heard this a lot, but when people leave your business, they're making room for the right people to come in, right? When money leaves your account, it can hurt, right? But it's a lesson to help you understand how to help more money come in, right? So go ahead and figure out, what do I need to cleanse right now? Is it your body, a physical cleanse, which this is a great time to do a physical cleanse, guys. With the changing of the seasons in the spring and the fall, I always do this. I detox my body. I do different cleanses. I have certain herbs I use. I do like this whole Ayurvedic cleanse that I've learned about. And it brings me more energy to go into the winter time of year. It boosts my immune system to go into the winter time of the year. Cleanse your mind. That could be so many different things. So if you have been, I know we're all on our phones like this all the time, right? So maybe for you, cleansing your mind means just taking an hour or two a day to not be on your phone, to put it in the other room, to meditate and be present, to go for a walk in nature without your phone. Cleansing your mind could also be, you can take a shower, right? Showering is really powerful for cleansing not only your physical body, but your energetic body, right? Cleanse your physical space. This is big, guys. My physical space right now is extremely dirty, and I'm like, I really, my next couple days, I'm not meeting with clients. I'm getting ready for the convention. I'm like about to do a deep clean of this place because it's nasty. It's so nasty. So I'm going to clean it. I'm going to scrub it. I'm going to throw stuff away because I want to make space for new things to come into my life, right? Cleanse your back office. This is big. If you guys have a bunch of like graveyard zeros in your back office, like I do, um, you can't go into the actual like back office and do that, but you can have your own system of tracking and go in at the beginning of each month and see who's active, who's not, right? Reach out to certain people, reform connections with people, check in on people who are active or even inactive if you're still really close with them, right? And cleanse your back office in that way, right? Check in with people who are on your team. And as well, this is going to allow new blessings to come in, right? New teammates to come in, new things that you want to receive in the physical to come in, new health. And, when your frequency rises and you've cleansed your body, guess what? You're becoming a magnet for all the things that you've just asked for. Okay. So this is really, really big. Ayurveda is my jam. I love that. Yeah. Starting fresh, purification. Yeah, seasonal Ayurvedic cleanses are huge, guys. I don't know if you guys do cleanses normally, but springtime and going into the wintertime are the best times to do this. You can avoid eating sugar, eating processed foods. You don't have to do it for like a huge amount of time. Yeah, heavy metal detox is huge. It could be a week where you do this. Avoid all alcohol, avoid drugs, avoid heavy like meats, right? Avoid processed foods, sugar. You really want to focus on putting in things to your body that are going to be whole organic foods. So things related to the fall and the harvest, right? Apples, carrots, potatoes, things that are going to start to help your body store up and get ready for the winter. Okay. Heavy metal detox is big as well. Liver cleanse is big. And just by doing that for 7 days, guys, you're going to start to see your whole life start to shift. It's almost like clockwork. Every time I do a cleanse twice out of the year, it's like everything shifts in my life afterwards because my frequency is higher. I'm becoming a magnet to different things, different people. And it's really weird. It's almost like people start to feel like, okay, Shelby's making upgrades. Like, what's going on? And it's really, really crazy how that happens. So, talk about doing less, but achieving more. Cleanses will help you do that. Definitely. All right. That's all I have. I hope you guys enjoyed. Happy November. And yeah, definitely take time to keep pondering those questions on, what it is that you specifically desire. Get really, 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 really clear on what you want and start to believe that you can have it and that you're deserving of it and that you can receive it. Start to figure out what is blocking you and cleanse your system, cleanse your space so that you can start allowing that in. And also give to someone what it is that you want. And I'm going to end this call by doing a crypto giveaway to someone on this call. And I'm just going to do this just like randomly. So let's see. Okay, I'm going to give away a little bit of Bitcoin to someone. Whoever types the word love first in the chat, you're getting it. Ah, Hillary. I love it. Okay, I'm giving you some Bitcoin, Hillary. I'll reach out to you to get your Bitcoin address and it's yours. Awesome. All right, guys, have a beautiful, beautiful day. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Well, talk soon.